Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's the answer. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are getting back to Ted Lasso. This is season 2, episode 7. And has Ted finally cracked a little bit? We shall see. I'm excited for this one.
It's called Headspace, so I'm wondering what's going to happen with Ted after he left the match last episode, and I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to find out.
Yeah, well, that was a heavy episode, a really heavy episode in a series that's been, even though it's dealt with some heavy topics, been for the most part lighthearted. So I'm very interested to see where this one goes.
All right, without further ado, let's go!
Da Vinci Code.
Well, I don't know.
He's everywhere.
I got you.
Morning.
I got you.
Morning.
It's like a ninja.
Hey.
Oh, look at that. Oh, he's a famous footballer. Of course he's got a G-Wagon.
Oi, you not going to your office?
No. I was just going to go to the cafe and get a cup of tea first.
Can I come?
Oh, is he
Well,
showing him getting
too
a
much
little
time
overbearing?
together? Well, I mean, they're dating, they work together 24/7.
Here's our guy.
The Wonder Kid.
Nate the Great.
I got you, babe.
Every time I see somebody on a phone now, it's like, oh, we're gonna get the updates from the.
You, babe.
Save their arse.
Oh, look at that!
Got
Oh,
you, babe.
the internet's raging about Nate.
Oh, thank you. What's the occasion? Oh, nothing, just an ordinary day.
He's waiting for his dad to read it in the paper.
It's a good one, that. Hey, Dad.
Nathan.
Boy, very, what a warming, loving father he is.
Ah,
Oh,
Would you look at that? Like anyone in the newspapers nowadays, wouldn't it? Look at
They say humility is not thinking less of yourself, thinking about yourself.
so now Dad gives
Oh
him
my
shit
God.
about humility.
yes, I remember it's a Wonder Kid. Well, Wonderkind, actually, is what I think I said. But I just,
Oh, he just.
Of course, he's in the paper, and his dad right away. It's actually better to.
nobody likes it when somebody brags.
Hey, I want to thank you again for, helping me out with that little hiccup the other night. I'm actually feeling a lot better, so I don't even know if this is necessary, really.
Make yourself comfortable.
Oh, they didn't give us any insight to that, though.
Oh,
Here we go. This is what we'll do. We'll go just classic, like you see, like in New Yorker cartoons. Like I'm going down a water slide. Here, it's a little too cascety, isn't it? Okay. Let's do this. All right, how's this? This good?
Probably sitting is best.
after all that.
You know what it's like? It's like we're on an episode of The Sopranos without all the gratuitous violence, which is a good thing. But a lot less spaghetti and clams, too, which is a bad thing, so. Hey, who's this guy? What's his story? You good, buddy?
I wonder if she's going to be like, cut the crap, Ted.
Yeah, this is all deflecting.
Okay, all right, well. When do we start?
We have.
We started when you entered in here.
I'm sorry about that. I feel like I've wasted a bunch of our time already.
Ted, don't worry.
Yeah, well, of course, not worried at all. Yeah. Okay.
Am I getting too antsy for wanting to see the Rebecca and Sam stuff?
Why don't you tell me what happened the other night?
Yeah, I don't want to do this.
That didn't last.
Wow, that was really bad. Wow.
It's like, okay, who's even the real Ted? Who's this guy you're pretending to be?
That's a lot deeper than I thought.
Look, there are two things you can't ever let the other team know. All right, the first one is your home address. Because mark my words, you'll start having food deliveries and SWAT teams. Because back in my day, all we had to worry about was crank phone calls. But then with the advent of caller ID, that simple joy got 86 from the old prank menu, which is a darn shame. The second thing that you don't want your opponent to know is that you're tired. Okay, look, I know y'all are exhausted. I get it. But I don't want you to show it. Okay, I don't want to see y'all walking around with your tired faces all. Good, okay, good. Now hop up there. Okay, offense, y'all gonna stick around here with Coach Nate and Beard. Defense, you're coming with me and Roy. Come on, let's go. On the hop. Move it!
On the hop.
Oh, that's when I would go like this is my jog.
Those drills better be lit now. You got a reputation to keep up.
Yes, very funny. Thank you, James.
Lucky us, we get to be trained by the Wonder Kid himself.
Very funny, Colin. You stand-up comic now.
Oh.
Kind of ironic because I sat you down at the match the other day.
Oh.
Right, I need all our best goal scorers on the pitch right now. Go. Colin, you can sit this way. Okay.
Oh, shit.
All the best goal scorers isn't you.
I'm a strong and capable man. That's my mantra.
Cool.
Oh, all right, here we go.
Sam's getting to his phone.
To his phone first thing. Boss girl.
Bro, it's been 2 days, still nothing.
No.
Ouch, man.
Sometimes 3 dots appear, but then they go away again.
Basically, it's more likely that she lost interest in the relationship.
Maybe she went back and saw how lame these stacks are. My favourite film's Ratatouille.
Hey, that's a great movie.
I don't care. She...
Oh, 3 dots, 3 dots.
3 dots.
Oh, that's a kick.
Oh my God, just answer.
I'd love to meet up, but I'm worried that you can't live up to the fantasy I've created in my...
Well, there's that.
From possibly finding my one true love.
Oh, Higgins!
Miss Ratatouille. That's worrying, right?
Meet him. So stop your dithering and go your cartoon round.
I mean, everything always goes wrong. All relationships are a nightmare.
My relationship is the oxygen that gives me life.
Apart from Leslie's marriage, which is a bloody greeting card. You and Roy are just aggravatingly perfect in every way.
Oh, thank you. I don't know. It's definitely easier when we didn't work together.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever I go, it's like he's my shadow. I mean, he's my adorably hairy shadow.
What's going on? Why are you jazz scatting? Were you talking about me?
Yeah, we were talking about you.
That's none of my business.
Big whoop. You ready to go?
Yeah, answer him.
Oh.
Bye.
Oh, God, this is going to be so bad.
2, 3, 4.
You nearly done?
God, no. Oh, wait, that's not helping me.
All right. I'll give you your arm back.
Thank you.
I'll take your neck.
Oh, boy.
Seriously, I've got a lot of work to do. So if you're going to be here, you need to go and sit quietly on the couch and read your book, yeah?
Growls.
Oh. It's too much.
That's not helping me either.
What? I'm doing exactly what you said. I'm sitting quietly and I'm reading my book.
You doing exactly what I tell you to do, so what?
Oh,
yeah, gonna get that work done, Keely.
Rough problems that they have there.
Come on. What is this, a 80s movie?
Nice. Nice.
Hello, Ted.
What's up, Doc?
I'm surprised you came back.
Yeah, well, I don't quit things.
Oof, he's ready to talk, I think.
You don't know me. We don't have history. I mean, you say you're only interested in the truth. And yet here you are, charging an hourly rate for only 50 minutes of work. Like I said, it's bullshit.
Wow.
Ted let the happy-go-lucky walls come down a little bit there. His own team.
Nathan.
Message him.
Oh my God. Call me Rebecca.
Rebecca, sorry. These machines, eh? Is that what you were going to say?
Yes.
Say what?
Come on.
Right, okay. Yeah, I'll see you later.
Well, that's not going to happen here, Answer. They don't even know.
Well, I didn't know if somebody with the phone was going to look down and he was going to catch a
because
peek
she
of the
was on
phone.
banter and he could have saw.
If you just like, they show the phone and like a glance down and you realize it.
It's just because I felt like you got angry at me for taking the piss yesterday. Danny and Jamie did the same thing and you didn't get mad at them.
Oh, yeah, I can explain that. You see, Jamie and Danny are like Picasso and Gauguin.
Pedophiles.
Well, you like a painting at a Holiday Inn. You know, you don't inspire. Wow. You don't move people. You're there. You cover a bloodstain.
Anita's projecting his dad a lot.
Just do the job. All right.
Wow, that was
a different side of Nate.
Hurt people hurt.
Nate, not so great.
He only wants to hear it from his dad. Coach Beard not impressed.
Busted. I did also need some space.
Space from what?
Roy, he's sitting in my office reading Da Vinci Code. Keeps muttering on about the Knights Templar.
Came to the boot room to get some boots.
Roy is none of those things. He's perfect. And I should know because I spend every minute... Right? Just tell him that you... Hi, babe.
You talking about me?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
Where does it go?
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Just definitely.
How you doing?
The Knights Templar business is
cigarette butts.
Oh, enjoy. I'm going to read.
Cool.
Down in front.
Oh my God.
Just need some time without you reading or turning me on or just being there all the time.
You don't want me to turn you on?
No. Sometimes I need to be by myself.
Wait, is this what you've been talking to everyone about? You've been making out to everyone like I'm following you round like a needy, clingy fridge magnet. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, this!
Oh, no.
I mean, they'll be fine, right?
I hope so.
You were rude, Colin. Not just rude. It was personal and weird. Did you tell Ted? No. This is just between me and you. Do better.
Do
The
better.
door's behind you.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Beard checking him.
Hello, Ted. I thought you'd be back.
Really? Why's that?
You said you never quit.
All the things already, she got him moving already.
I can't be your mentor without occasionally being your tormentor.
Ooh, I like that.
I knew you would. Let's get started, shall we?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, basically, I just wanted to make an apology, Colin. Yesterday, I was a bit of a,
Prick. Wounded butterfly.
Wounded butterfly.
I really am sorry. It won't happen again.
It's all good, boyo.
Oh, all right.
Oh, group hug.
Group hugs.
Whistle!
No whistle.
Oi! I said whistle!
Wait, why don't you just use an actual whistle?
I told you, my lips are sensitive to impure metals. Richard loses his man, gets into the box, and you run the other way?
I was pulling my defender out of his path.
He's your teammate. He needs you to come to the ball and support him. You all got that?
Ooh.
Respectfully, coach, that ain't what he needs from me. He needs me to give him space.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh.
Chute doesn't need me to crowd him. And since he's my teammate, I should trust him to do what's best. Right?
I'm so thrown off right now.
Well, you see, he's talking about Keely and him.
Coach Nate, we have a gift for you.
Yeah. Good thing you apologize, otherwise this would be awkward, yeah?
Look at that.
I mean, I did say wunderkind. No, this is great. It's really funny. Thank you. Thank you.
He's getting all this stuff from everybody, and he just fucking wants it from his dad.
Yep.
Hi. Are you leaving?
No.
Whoa, setting the bar a little high, aren't you, Roy Kent?
Hey Siri, play the Roy is sorry for not understanding Goonies playlist.
What? You got gross feet?
Babe, I think you're the cat's pajamas, but your feet are stay. Now, you're not going to see or hear me for at least 3 hours.
It's a lot of candles.
Yeah, that's a lot. Oh, we found the negative comments.
Oh, don't take it out on the...
If you ever do anything to humiliate me again, I'll make you like a misery.
Oh. Wow.
God. Poor Will. Jeez.
Man.
Wow.
That was pretty wild. And, you know, in terms of what we're used to for Ted Lasso, I was wondering when Ted was going to look. I don't want to call it an act because that we've seen through a season and 7 episodes now that look, Ted is who he is, but there is a point where, like, if you're trying to have a serious conversation with somebody, I can see the therapist or whoever he's talking to be like, hey, can you just drop the shtick for a minute and actually talk to me? So I like the way the therapist handled it, kind of let Ted do it himself more or less, kind of get out of his own way. And then when he was ready to talk, then he would. So I can appreciate that. But yeah, that was a pretty heavy episode with him letting it snap a little bit and storming out of the office. Again, a side we haven't seen out of Ted. And I think that was kind of the theme for this whole episode, was that we saw a side of our characters that we really haven't seen that much of. With Keely and Roy, I'm glad that while we kind of had the tension there of, you know, those two not getting the space that they might need for a healthy relationship, they were able to wrap it up in this episode. And I like that because we have the ongoing thing with Ted and we have Nate's kind of story ongoing. And I'm glad they didn't add a third one to that was going to continue. So I like how Roy and Keely patched things up in this episode, and they kind of figured it out. Jamie inadvertently really gave Roy the advice that he needed to hear and kind of set him straight a little bit, whether it was about soccer or relationships. It worked out.
I like how they did that.
Yeah, so nonetheless, that was great to see. But with, you know, Sam and Rebecca, again, they kind of had they're really teasing that and kind of how that's going to work out with the employer-employee relationship, what's going to happen there. It didn't really make any real progress in that story, you know, outside of Keely just kind of being like, hey, it's either kind of like a now or never sort of thing. Like, are you going to do this or not? And then Higgins, I like that Higgins called out Rebecca a little bit and like, you know, look, my relationship is what, you know, is great in my life, and kind of putting a different spin on it. So yeah, like a bunch of different storylines that I thought in this episode specifically, they did a really nice job of kind of handling these multiple storylines, giving everybody just enough time to let those stories breathe. So, I mean, that can be a challenge in a less than an hour show. So kudos to them. And Nate's issue with his dad, I wonder if he's going to have kind of an explosion on that too, because he's always been very quiet and very reserved and doesn't really speak his mind around his dad. And I'm just wondering if he's going to kind of let it loose, kind of in a way that Ted did with the therapist. So really fun episode. We're getting a lot more into the characters into this one and their lives and things they're going through. But yeah, just this one was great. And I like to see Ted kind of drop the act a little bit again. When I say act, I mean it in like you can't act that way all the time when you're talking about personal stuff. So it was good to see him kind of step into reality a little bit.
I just love, Ted being Ted and being himself, and as you say, having an act. Well, that's just how he always has been. And yeah, I know, and I get it. Then with the therapist, he's got to bring the walls down, because it seemed like he really took his day out on her where he said that she's lying, that she doesn't care, and it was great that she threw it all back in his face, because it's absolutely true. He would coach for free. He look what he said in the first season. He said he didn't care about wins and losses. He cares about shaping the young men's lives. Now, granted, beer jumped down his throat at that point because it's different than college. It's an actual professional sport that they do need to win. So we know all about that all too well. But it was nice that he then brought the walls down. So now I'm hoping we can dive into more to why maybe Ted is happy-go-lucky self. Maybe something bad happened. I don't know, that he's had to turn on the charm and be the Ted Lasso we know and love because of something else. I don't know.
It was enough for wife to leave, and but he hopefully we're going to see a change in him as we move forward and see what else has all gone on in his life. And then I love how they integrated Sex and the City and then the football with Roy and Keeley. That was great. We'll get there, folks.
yelling at the Sarah Jessica Parker, yelling, "Shut up, shut up!" As Roy's reading Da Vinci Code, which I've never read it, never even seen the movie, but just him going, "This is great." His comedy is really starting to come on, and it's been great watching Roy Kett, because he's everywhere.
He is everywhere.
And what was the last one? Yeah, I'm still waiting for Sam and Rebecca to just finally. We had a tease there. I thought we were gonna see they were gonna see each other's phone and be like, hey, but who knows? Maybe they'll next episode or the one after that they'll finally meet on banter.
Well, I feel like they have to.
Ratatouille is a great movie.
I feel like they have to get to something eventually with those two, because it's been quite a few episodes of just texting, and it's like, all right, because this show typically moves things along pretty quickly, and so it could be I'm just conditioned to expect them to progress the story here a little more quicker than maybe what they're doing.
And I cannot wait until we get to that.
Yeah, look, it's going down an awkward road. I'm not sure how this is going to play out. You have the team owner who's, and look, not that there's anything wrong with age gaps in relationships, but when you have somebody who, I'm guessing is portraying somebody in their mid 40s maybe, or maybe her real life age, which I believe she's right around 50, but with 21, that's a pretty substantial age gap.
Not for Bill Belichick.
We don't need to talk about that.
Steven Tyler.
In any regard. So I don't know how that would actually work.
I think more because he's an employee.
Yeah, well, that's what I was just about to say. Not just the age gap. The bigger thing is obviously that she's the owner of the team and he's a player. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Look, the depth of this show continues to just impress me so much. And they did such a great job with Ted's character, because I'm not going to say we all know people like that, but we know people like that. When things get hard, they just deflect. And it's usually the people who are kind of like it's the funny one in the group, the one that's always making other people laugh, the one that's always there to cheer somebody up, the one that's they never take themselves too seriously. Those are the people who usually just bury that shit down the deepest and need somebody to talk to the most. And unfortunately, a lot of times they're also the most reluctant to just let it out, because their defense mechanism is comedy or humor or sarcasm and things like that. So I really love where they're going with Ted and the doctor, and whoever did the writing on her saying, you know what, you're a coach, you would do it for free, but you're getting paid, but you care about your players. That was really deep, because it's relatable. Outside of the reaction channel, of course, I have work in the fitness industry that I love, that I never would imagine a million years, and I've had this work, but it's it's gotten to the point now that I'm about 12 years in, where it's like, yeah, I love it, but you know what, I don't know if I do it. It's lots of questions there. So it was very, very relatable. I love what they're doing with Nate. And, he's one of those characters where like, oh, you don't like to see it. And we've seen some people in the comments that they're frustrated with Nate's character arc, and I can understand that from a viewer standpoint, how they're frustrated with Nate. But I think for me, that just means that the writers are doing exactly what they should do. I don't think it's bad writing. I think, look, here's you have this guy who his mom obviously very loving, so he's not coming from a household where there's not love. They've made a very strong point of showing that. He wants approval from his dad, and his dad is they're not showing him being mean, but just indifferent, and so Nate's kind of riding this he's been riding this roller coaster of he was being picked on, and then the team loved him, and then he was learning to get his own confidence there, and I think he really thought in that moment, with his face spread all over, like, he's in the news, he's on Twitter, everything, like, I think he thought that's what would make his dad proud. It was on the back of the newspaper.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big deal. He's got the front, and his dad turns it back over, just, maintain a level of humility. And I think that kind of broke him. And then he was on his phone nonstop.
Looking at all the
positive compliments and, letting it go to his head a little bit. And he saw one bad thing. And, he's going through a lot, I mean, here's again, a guy who's the range of emotion that he's gone through, and not believing in himself, and then finally gets the courage, and he does the thing at the restaurant, asks the girl out even though she said no, makes the big play at the game, and it's still just not enough to get praise from the person that it means the most. So I think that's really great. I love that Coach Beard called him out on his shitty behavior, but it didn't settle in quite enough, because we saw him at the end just go.
Poor
nasty.
Will.
Yeah, just go. But he's been on Will
the whole time,
since the minute they hired him.
Because Will's the only one that he sees as being below him, which is sad, because I don't think anybody should be treated like that. But so you have all these different character arcs. Roy, just, hey, look, you can have it. That's you can have a great relationship, but sometimes people just need a little bit of space, a little bit of your own time. It threw me off a little bit, and I don't know if it'll make the cut, but when Jamie was having his big talk, we knew that the office had been talking about Roy and Keeley. So I'm like, okay, does the whole locker room know about it? And this is like Jamie being like, hey, space. Like, is he talking to Roy, or was he legitimate? And then, because they had Jamie walk in, but then you're like, nope, Jamie is 100% like has no fucking clue what's going on. Like, he's just talking about. But, they had it like he needs space. It's like, okay, is he hinting to Roy, or is it just, soccer talk? But that was really cool. I did like that they were able to tell a really good story, but wrap it up in one episode as well. Mm-hmm. Some of the stories I think deserve multiple episodes. I will agree. We're all really anxious to find out what's happening between Sam and Rebecca, how that's going to play out.
Just putting a little breadcrumb.
But, but it's a good, this is a learning process for Rebecca as well. We got the lessons from Higgins. We got the lessons from Keeley. So again, phenomenal writing. Once again, the show just continues to hit home run after home run. So I was super impressed.
Yeah. I mean, and hopefully, because for me, the big thing is because we saw such, dynamic growth out of Rebecca in the first season, and even, the first couple of episodes of this season. And it's frustrating to me that she's just kind of glued to her phone, and she's just going through that. It's almost like, to me, it's almost like her character's kind of being wasted a little bit, but ebbs and flows with all shows, and characters kind of get their moments and then they don't. So I guess I'm okay with it, but I've just been so spoiled by how good of a character Rebecca is. And now she's just kind of doing this, which has been a slow build for a show that typically gets through things in an episode or two.
Well, I think the app is representative of that's a safe space for her. It's almost like, she's connected with somebody and it's going really well. And it's almost like one of those situations where what if I push it a little bit further, and that's what ends it? It's like you get so caught up in this level of happiness that the next step, you're afraid of the next step because what if it ruins everything? And so I think that that's what's happening with her. She's so, and they I don't like I had to dive that deep into it. They basically put it out there like it's going so well, you know, that what if you meet and then it goes bad, then everything that you experienced in this entire text chain, which obviously she's having a lot of fun, is kind of soured. And then how do you start over again? You know, how do you start over again? And then look, this is a reality. An app like that can be dangerous in that, like, look, physical attraction is a real thing in relationships. It is. People can say otherwise, but it is.
Well, without that, you kid, it's hard to have anything else.
Yeah. I mean, they're not even. The one thing about the app is it doesn't even look like they're showing age.
It doesn't show age or pictures or
nothing.
anything.
I mean, even if it didn't show pictures, age. I'm sure there's people out there who have been watching Netflix's Love is Blind. I've said multiple times I don't watch a lot of shows at home that aren't reality based because we do so much on this channel. But that's the perfect example. Love is Blind. You know, it's like the concept of, you know, being able to fall in love with somebody just talking to them and not knowing what they look like at all. Now that show has been heavily criticized because the first couple seasons, just everybody was super attractive and like, all right. And even though they've been a little bit more diverse, it still lends itself to heavy criticism. But, you know, so an app like that, and I know the app is just kind of the avenue to get them talking, but there's definitely a lot that you can look, maybe it's deeper. Like, it's a big risk because you invest that much in yourself. And if you meet up with somebody and you're just not attracted to them, that is what it is. So I think has very good reasons for being as nervous as she is, but we'll find out, I guess.
We shall find out hopefully soon. So for Avalon Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm of course the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.
Hello.
Hi, Bridget. Sorry I'm late.
Come on, you know, the only thing better than a patient being late is one who doesn't turn up at all.
A patient being late.
And when he gets anywhere close to being vulnerable, he fires off a zinger, some obscure reference to something very specific to a 40-year-old white man from Middle America.
Sounds like someone I know.
Stop it. Me and Coach Lasso are nothing alike.
Sharon, you do the same thing. Of course I'm right. Now what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a real thing they're touching on here with, you know, therapists and psychologists. That's absolutely.
I've seen a lot of people comment, like, if your therapist doesn't have their own therapist, then, you know, there's kind of levels to it. Is that who she really is, or is she just pulling out an attitude for today?
Oh. Whoa. Oh, man.
Shit.
Whoa, what? Not ready for that. And then jump into this intro the way they did. I mean, the way they had the blood on the road there, that
wasn't blood. That was what's that?
That wasn't blood.
That was the glass from her reflectors.
We have an FA Cup semi-final at Wembley Stadium on Sunday. Who's running training?
Me.
You?
Ted Lasso. I don't give a shit. Shit, I gotta go.
Where are you going?
None of your business.
If I wanted you to know, I'd tell you.
Hello, Daddy.
Sam, do you know why I'm calling? I'm calling because Cerithium Oil has just been ordered to stop operating in Nigeria.
Wait.
Oh.
Hey.
I'm so proud of you, my son.
Thank you, Dad.
I appreciate you saying that because it's absolutely true. I love you.
I love you too. Okay, bye-bye.
Hey!
Won't you say anything?
It was on my neck.
Sorry.
You know what, sod off, I got this.
A wrinkle in time.
Guys, 3 dots.
Here we go. All right.
Hey!
There we go.
Yes! Captain.
Oh, this is going to be a mess.
To ask you for a haircut.
Are you sure, bro?
Yes, I think I am.
Dude's going to be dying under the bench.
All right. After training.
Colin gigging. He just holds.
Hey, I love this country. I love this town. Oh, hey, did you know that Winnie the Pooh was based on a real bear from the London Zoo?
Me.
Oh.
Oh, it's worse than I imagined. She can walk again! Woo!
Well, she does have a concussion, and she's had a couple stitches in her head, so you'll need to rest for a few days, okay? But apart from that, your husband can take you home.
Oh!
Hospital policy states that head trauma patients, they cannot leave unattended.
Ooh. And there ain't no policy like a hospital policy, because a hospital policy don't stop. Let me help you out with that, sweetheart.
Sweetheart.
For being here, Coach Kent.
Did you get the music reference?
My sister's at the hospital.
Yeah.
She works in the emergency room. She can't really pop out because there's always someone coming in with like a knife stuck in their eye or a torch stuck up.
Yeah, okay, I get it. She's busy. Can I start with a quick personal question? Phoebe's dad,
He's a piece of shit.
is he alive?
Sorry, yeah, he's a living piece of shit.
She's been swearing a lot.
How bad is it?
Today she called one of her classmates an apathetic shit.
Are they?
Oh, yes. Do you have any idea where she might be getting this from?
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry for what I said, Miss Bowen.
Thank you, Phoebe.
Uncle Roy, can we get ice cream?
No. F no. Go on, scoot your boot.
Oh, it takes a lot. You got to be careful.
The sun beaming down on him.
What is the big deal?
My guy, Isaac's an artist with those clippers.
But he only gives you one haircut per season, so you'll try and save that for a very special occasion.
I'm not using mine until I marry or I get circumcised. I believe this could be something very special.
Little do you know.
So do we all just stand here?
Oh my God!
Shut the
Study one more, Whitney will study one more. Study one more, study one more.
I'm not seeing a real difference so far.
I know.
No more in study one no more.
Come in.
What's this about?
Oh, I'm just in here until my office exists. It's really no problem. If I spill anything, I'm right next to everything I need to clean it up.
It's very, very sad.
Look, Jamie, whatever he may be, he's your father, which makes him a VIP. Names?
James Tart. His mates are Dembo Cullens and Bug. Just Bug. 1G. Open or closed?
Closed. You get less questions. Why?
They got the ice cream.
Thank you for the ice cream, Uncle Roy.
Oi, you can't swear, Phoebe.
But you swear all the time.
Yeah, and it didn't hold me back because I'm a footballer. No one cares if we swear. It's part of the job. It's encouraged.
Encouraged?
You can't be a doctor or a teacher or a
Veterinarian for wild animals.
I still don't get how that works. What, you treat them in the woods and no one pays you? Do you know what? It doesn't matter.
I can do that without swearing.
Yeah, because you are better than me.
I'm as good as the best you. Maybe we can stop swearing together.
You.
Although, how cool would it be if you started riding a horse to work? You know, everybody starts calling you Dr. Sharon Horsewoman, or becomes your hook.
I really should get some rest.
10-4, good buddy. Good colleague. You had quite the scare today.
And my job is teaching people how to overcome exactly what happened to me. I'm fine, thank you. Goodbye, Coach Lasso.
Yeah, all right now, Doc. Take care.
Layers. Another layer. Oh, boy.
Okay. Get ready for an epic disaster.
You don't know that. Come on.
Why are you picking up right now? You were supposed to be in there 5 minutes ago.
Right. I can't go in.
All right, I'm going to hang up now because you're going to go in there, yeah? It's so beautiful, I can't bear it.
Oh, is she gonna ace him? Oh, she went in.
Went in.
Miss Watson, Rebecca.
Ah, Sam.
Hi.
Well, that's a coincidence.
Oh, is it ever?
Oh, no.
What's wrong?
Oh, no.
Oh God, you haven't fight. I'm just a little bit nervous because I'm meeting someone.
Don't be nervous. You look stunning.
Oh God, don't let me get in the way of. You have a lovely evening.
Sure, thank you. You too.
Great haircut.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, no. Oh, here. Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Keely says hi.
Oh, shall I say hello?
Oh, no. He's going to text her. The phone's going to go. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Come on.
Oh, shit.
What? This can't be happening.
What it is?
You just knew you shouldn't have come in here.
But you did.
We can't. I'm your boss. No. You are way too young. I mean, you're what, like 24?
I'm 21.
Oh my God, I'm a paedophile.
Oh my God.
We didn't know who we were.
Yeah, okay, but now we do. And this is not happening.
Okay, it doesn't have to be a date.
Oh my God.
It can just be a funny coincidence that we both happen to turn up to the same fabulous restaurant, both of us alone and hungry. That can happen.
And hungry.
Right?
I mean, I'm quite hungry.
Oh, no.
She's gonna fall in love.
Everything's perfect. Please don't change a single little thing for me.
Oh, boy. Oh, no. He's having water.
Yep.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
What do you mean, oh, no? This is what you wanted.
No.
No, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Back to Lost Conquers All Stars, our winning couples from previous seasons and their loves.
What? Why is he calling her this late?
Yeah, 21-16.
Oh, Coach Lasso.
Hey, Doc. So tonight I'm just going to keep checking in on you every 20 minutes or so. You know, it's standard concussion protocol. But I'm going to change my voice every time I call you so it stays exciting for you.
Have you been feeling dizzy or nauseous?
Oh my God, it's a bottomless pit.
Oh, I commend you. Usually women use those small handheld buses on dates. What they called?
A clutch.
Clutch.
They're laughing. They're joking.
And this was not a date.
Can you not do this again sometime?
I'm going in alone.
Oh,
look at that. Oh.
Sam. I mean it.
But do you really?
Besides, we have a big game on Sunday. We both need our rest.
Yep.
Just open that door.
Good night.
Thank you.
He's still there.
It's not too late. Turn around. Open the door.
Oh, I thought she was going to open the door.
Oh, listen to this music.
Wow.
It's not too big for you, is it, boys?
Oh, look at that.
You know, AEW sold out Wembley Stadium answer.
According to AEW, they did. Nobody else. Oh,
I saw Wembley a few years ago, but from
I'd
the
love to
outside-
see a soccer match or football or anything there.
All right, fellas, I want you to close your eyes. Look around. Well, you know, I mean, open them up. And
Is he going to do the Hoosiers speech?
this right behind me, just a regular old football pitch. All right, you take away the stadium and all the stands, I think you'll find it's the exact same size.
It is. Hoosiers.
I mean, I remember being a little kid sitting in front of the television and watching Queen perform right over there during Live
It's a
Aid.
different Wembley.
That was old Wembley.
That field,
Point is, look,
field
guys,
was even bigger.
we're here now.
I did the exact same thing when I was there.
You know, the one that Freddie Mercury never stepped foot in. And this is our day to make history.
Honey, that's what I did.
Richmond!
I went there in 2019 to MC a show in the UK, and we were. I got a small tour of the city, and I did the same thing. Oh, I want to see where Queen played. It's like, it's a different stadium. Huh?
One-sided seats, man.
That was Jamie's dad and company.
Oh, hey, top of the night. Team, of course, but what can you do? Hey, yeah, get on that, kiddo.
Get on that.
Jesus.
We get Richmond tattoos. Already got one. Where? Mind your business.
All right, let's go kick their butts.
Yeah.
Butts on 3.
Works for me. 1, 2, 3. Butts! So you all fancy now drinking tea, huh?
I didn't know how to tell you.
Yeah.
Hoping to add another upset to this Fable Ground storied list, humble AFC
It's,
Richmond.
Gunther coming out or what?
Gunther.
The ring general.
Then City sent him down the M40, and he's a greyhound again.
Come on! Come on!
City are after another trophy. Richmond are after revenge.
That's crazy that his dad is wearing the other team's jersey. That's so bad.
And it starts now.
Today I learned that they're not all the same size, the field's pitches.
This free kick looks dangerous.
Oh, 3-0. These guys going to get worked? Oh, second.
Oh no, it's an own goal and it's 4-0.
Oh, shit.
Here you go. Sorry about that, Mike. We all know you have a penis.
I've been called worse.
And it's a penalty.
My team's not going to change his mind after we called him.
Oh.
Come on now, coach. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Oh, God.
The only nice thing I can say.
Oh, wow. Ran into a buzzsaw.
So, Sam, how did it feel to lose that badly out there today?
Well, it's tough. It's tough. I feel sorry that we let the fans down.
Well, how's this going to play out now?
Mr. Tart, you have a visitor. Says he's your father.
Are you decent? I told you.
Oh, boy.
You know that ickle TV show you made? It just made it easier for Manchester City to kick you to the curb. Look where you are now, twaddling about with a bunch of amateurs. No offence, no offence. Don't turn your back on me, you.
Oh, yeah, I figured that was coming.
Okay, you can have that one for free. And you gotta go big time. Don't you forget where you came from. Watch the door.
Oh, the old watch the door trick. Man, who thought these two would end up here?
Hello, Coach Lasso. Sorry about the loss. Oh, and thank you for the new bicycle. Very kind, but unnecessary. Coach Lasso?
Oh.
My father killed himself when I was 16.
Oh, holy cow.
That happened to me and to my mom.
The darts scene every day from when I was 10 to 16.
Okay. Thank you for telling me, Ted. Please call if you need me.
I will. I will. I'm sorry. I will.
It's okay. Good night, Ted.
Wow.
To try is scary, because you can end up losing a lot. But you have to put your heart out there. Otherwise, what's the point?
Oh, boy.
She sent it.
Yep.
Why did you send me your address?
For next time.
Oh, snap. That's good. I gotta write that down.
That's good stuff.
Oh, boy.
I think we don't have to deal with the paparazzi.
Look at that.
Oh, some heavy duty stuff.
Wow. Yeah.
Whew. Episode 8, folks. There it was. And a lot of things didn't go well in this episode. Not at all. I mean, look, after the team just got absolutely destroyed, I'm kind of wondering, is there, because Coach Beard talked about it earlier in the season, about how, you want to be a positive influence and you want to, push the guys in the right direction, but you're a professional football team and you're there to win. And, I just wonder if we're starting to see some cracks maybe in the coaching staff, if Beard's got some opinions on the way some things should be done. Ted's not, here he is, we're in the second season of the show, but he's still questioning some of the rules and things like that. So it's like, look, you are a football coach. You probably by now should at least be reading, Soccer for Dummies or something like that to know the game and to know what's going on. They made it very clear he didn't know, some of the penalties that were happening in the game or why they weren't penalties, the size of the pitch, things like that. So you could kind of see where maybe, I could see Beard as like, hey man, you going to take this serious or not? I mean, we're here to win. We're here to do a job and you don't even know the game yet. So that is maybe one direction things could go. Of course, we got the massive reveal with Ted and what happened to his dad when he was 16, and that's kind of where everything seems to come from. So that was like just a massive bombshell that they dropped on us, and I wouldn't doubt that propels the season the rest of the way through, possibly maybe even into season 3. Who knows? Because that's definitely what's going to kind of make Ted tick and make him who he is. So that was wild. The fact that he had the breakdown after the game, and maybe it's Ted coming to the realization that if he's going to do his job correctly, for the guys, he needs to be real with himself and be real with who he is, because, we saw it a lot in the last episode where, Ted does a lot of deflecting. He's never really doesn't seem to be that open to people, despite being very positive and very helpful to many people. It's a lot of, stories that he tells, or he gives examples or has kind of funny anecdotes and things like that. But it's like, oh, okay, all that aside, let's push that aside. Who's the real you? And I like that, he was kind of getting there with, the therapist and making some progress there. But it's going to be interesting. And the last thing that I kind of want to touch on is, how great was it that it was Roy that was there to be there for Jamie in the end after he knocked out his old man, after all the things that he was saying, which completely out of line in the locker room. But, Roy was the guy that was there for him. And going back to season 1, you never would have thought that we would have that, but we saw Roy growing and becoming a better person by, being around for Phoebe, his niece, and knowing that he was an influence in her. I think it's helping Roy become, a better person. And that's kind of the theme that we've seen with this show, is people becoming better, as, better people, better situations, better how they deal with others. So Yeah, I mean, this was a real heavy episode, and again, there's a number of things that I didn't touch on, but this was a big one that I think can be a catalyst for the rest of the season, certainly, and maybe even the next one.
Yeah, this was a really good episode. We're laughing, joking 1 minute, and then obviously right at the tail end there with Jamie's dad. You saw he had the flask. He was being a drunk a-hole, and Jamie said he hated what he became for soccer for dad because he wanted for his dad because he just doesn't like the way he always wanted to play more for his mom, and so to have his dad there just yelling him, running his mouth in the locker room, and then even calling out his teammates. Now the Jamie we first met at the beginning of the first season, maybe he wouldn't have cared. He wouldn't have liked obviously what his dad was saying, but he wouldn't have cared about him calling out his teammates too, calling them amateurs. This is a different Jamie Tart, and he finally just needed to step up. And like you saw the conversation he had with Higgins, where he asked him about his dad, and his dad's like, "Well, ours is ups and downs." Well, we see that there's a lot of downs with Jamie's. Hell, they won the game last season on Jamie's pass, and his dad was pissed that he didn't make the goal himself. Like we see it with Nate and his dad too, where he's not proud or he's very standoffish. Whereas you have Jamie's dad that's loud and in your face about how you need to be this amazing guy. He's wearing the Tart jersey for Man City instead of Richmond that he plays for. I mean, what? And so he finally, we were going through some of the reviews and someone said they yelled out, "Punch him already," and he did. And then someone hug him. And then Roy did, which we're seeing growth now of them two together, which is awesome to see because I think they play well off each other. Their dynamic is great because Roy sees how talented he is and knows he can be even better than what he is. And then you find out the heartbreaking news about Ted's father. And you said you've watched it a few times. Remember the dart scene?
Yeah.
And he talks about it and how amazing and how much you love that scene. You watch it over and over again. Now it hurts even more to know that his dad took himself, and so then it was just him and his mom at 16, and he used to play darts with him every Sunday. So it was just heartbreaking to hear that. And Ted has this underlying issue, and Sharon calls him right out on it. She goes, "Yes, that's where a lot of your problems are stemming from." And so now that we have that out there, hopefully Ted can start working on himself a little more in these next few episodes, especially with Sharon, to hopefully, help him out.
Yeah, I mean, this was... I mean, as far as writing in a television show, I challenge you to find better. Obviously, it's, when we talk about, some of the greatest episodes of television, we've seen... a lot of different, very well written, very well acted, very well produced shows. But as far as emotional and the nature of the topic being discussed, this was just phenomenal. I'll start with the Sam and Rebecca thing. It's if I'm being perfectly honest with you, I like the lessons, but it's not working for me. And that's the one thing. And look, I still think it's an amazing show. I get that Rebecca's trying to step out. I think given, again, the age gap, the work gap, I don't know where it's going to go. I don't think it can go anywhere, but maybe it's just like Rebecca learning to let go. So I'm trying not to be like too critical of it because of the fact that I love everything about this show. And I feel like the writers are always kind of one step ahead. Like they know it's not like they're writing episode to episode. You know what I'm saying? Like this is how it's going to play out for the rest of the season. But for right now, I'm struggling it, which I'm sure a lot of other people did. Because of course, look, there's been plenty of TV shows and movies that deal with age gaps and unlikely circumstances and all this stuff where people come together. But this one, just from a logistic standpoint, would be very difficult. But again, I'm going to try to reserve too much judgment. And just kind of hope it goes in some direction that makes sense, which I'm confident that it will. But for right now, it's kind of whatever. But of course, the big big message of this entire episode was just, a big message about the different sort of relationships we have with our fathers in life and how that impacts us. Of course, Sam in the beginning we see Jamie not taking the phone call from his dad, which...
Well, and remember, it was quote unquote dad. And then they showed Sam's phone and it was just dad.
It was dad. And Jamie just missed it. Look, and
that was a nice little
and
they put in there.
And look, anybody who's I would have never, had my dad called and I could answer, I would have never been like, I don't want to talk to him right now. And anybody who's lost a parent knows, you wish you could get one more phone call. So it's kind of it's an extra hard gut punch. But Sam's dad called him to tell he was very proud of him, right? And then we go, we kind of go through this, and we see Jamie's dad at the end. He shows, okay, he wants tickets, and it's like, okay. He shows up in the other jersey, and it's like, look, any sporting parent knows, you support your kid's team. It doesn't matter who it is, right? You support your kid's team, and you see that all the time. I shouldn't say all the time, but you see it, in the NFL and other sports where the parents show up and it's like, hey, a former player for this team, but they're wearing the opponent's jersey because their kid plays for that. And it's like, that's just what you do as a parent. Higgins, they talked about that. He had a complicated relationship with his dad, so he didn't say it was all bad, but he said, I tried accepting him for who he was, basically. And then at the end, that whole sequence in the locker room was incredibly powerful with Jamie's dad coming in afterwards and, just being a complete asshole in front of everybody. We were all waiting for him to punch him or somebody to do something. So we got kind of the combo. He punched him, and then Beard did the whole open the door with your head type thing. So that was an interesting addition that kind of brought a little bit of levity or almost like a show of support, you're not going to talk to one of my players like that. And then to have Roy go over and hug him, that was so powerful. Because if you remember earlier on in season 1, Jamie told Roy, I had posters of you up on my walls, and and they've had such a tumultuous relationship, and we saw it get stronger a couple episodes ago with you need to be you. You're gonna get the sign, But to have Roy be the one who steps in and Jamie needed somebody to step in at that moment. Somebody had to step in, and it could not have been anybody better than Roy. Look, Jamie's relationship with Ted is good, right? But I think he kind of views him as the coach. Ted wasn't he wasn't a footballer. He's kind of with the goofy advice. It wasn't going to be Beard. It wasn't going to be Nate. And to have somebody that he openly looked up to for a lot of years, and somebody who's also not, let's mind you, just all the way around. Look, we've obviously, we've seen Roy with Keeley be romantic and stuff, but as far as his relationship with the guys, it's pretty, it's pretty hardcore. And for him to step in and do that, I thought was really, really powerful in that moment. They did just a minute. They gave us just this much of Nate glancing at what was happening when that was going on. It was very short, but it was also very, very purposeful. When Roy went over and hugged him, they gave you just a bit of Nate looking, and I think that was important because, Nate is. I think the last couple episodes, was Nate, struggling with him not getting quote unquote approval from his father. And then he finds himself in a situation where he sees what somebody else has to deal with.
Yeah, it could be worse.
And it's my dad's twin brother, he posted this years ago, and I share it from time to time, but he said, if we could all throw our problems into one big pile and we had an opportunity to see what other people were dealing with, you'd be quick to grab your own problems and take them back pretty quick. And I think that's the realization that we got from Nate right there, as Nate was letting his relationship with his dad, cause him to be rude to other people and just bitter and not the look. Everybody loves Nate, right? You loved him in season 1 because he was just that warm-hearted guy, and he just didn't find that approval. but his dad's not like a jerk to him, you know. And then you have Nate there and everybody watching. Like and Jamie's dad did it in front of the whole team after you're already down for a lot. I mean, there's so many layers to just that scene with his dad. You know, like if you lose, you want your dad to be there and tell you, hey, you gave it your best, you did okay, whatever. Look, you're playing
basically what Sam said.
You're playing Man City, yeah, you know. And so, but yeah, and what Sam said, I mean, that's a reflection. I think when Sam was speaking, that's like a reflection of what his father would have said to him. You know, like, hey, you played your best, you did. So just an incredibly powerful episode. And then, I mean, Ted, you know, I thought when we watched that episode in the bar, which again, an amazing episode where he's playing darts and he said every Sunday from 10 to 16, I kept, you know, I was thinking like, why would he just say 10 to 16? Why would it stop at 16? You know, and we've mentioned, you know, in previous episodes, I don't know if, you know, what cuts they've made, but if you watch the full reactions, like I wonder if it's something with his dad, you know. But they put that out there, and we finally saw, you know, our doc be very transparent and open with Ted, and vice versa. So the beard thing at the end, I'm a little thrown off by still, because he doesn't. Out of everybody that we know has been dealing with stuff, it's the fact that he said he was just going to go out by himself. I felt that was interesting. That threw me off a little bit. Again, the writing has been so brilliant in the show. I'm sure we're going to get an answer. But again, an absolutely phenomenal episode. Everything they built up to, they delivered here. And I know we have 3 episodes left
this season. I think so.
9 and 10. And so, yeah, just an amazing show. And again, huge shout out to the writers. They're able to, you know, just hit you with this incredibly broad spectrum of emotions in this series. It was incredible.
Yeah, we'll see where things shake out for the next couple.
Yeah, so hopefully, you know, Ted's going to work on himself now. We'll see where, obviously, Sam and Rebecca go, and we've got a lot more interesting stories to tell, and I cannot wait for more. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying it as much as we are enjoying it. So for Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, the answer. Catch you on the next one, pals.